Hey everybody, and welcome. Woohoo! Post Christmas Day, of course, and if you're down under, we celebrate Boxing Day on the 26th as well. But a big special welcome back. We had a couple of days live stream in a row here. Probably been live streaming today, the 28th, 29th, 30th, maybe the 31st there, and of course, then I take a couple of days off for the new year again, just like we did for Christmas. But I hope you guys are having a good time. Now, it's winter in the northern hemisphere. It is summer down under here in Australia, New Zealand, Pacific Islands, and boy, are we enjoying it. You got to remember, we had to endure the winter where you guys were only a summer up in the northern hemisphere. Now it's a bit of a switcheroo. But in any case, Christmas is always fun, particularly if you got snow. I guess if it's not too over snowed and you're enjoying that. And in any case, we got the beaches, the lakes, the rivers, and the waterfalls, and it is pretty fun out there for sure. In good old New Zealand, which is where I'm streaming from at the moment. And it is, God's own, they call it. One of the most beautiful places in the world, easily. And of course, we love it. We love it. It is currently 12:33 p.m. It is sunny outside, hot. And of course, it is hot, hot, hot. It is pretty cool. And I'm loving it as well. Let's see who's in the chat here and see what's going in store. We got obviously the headline today. We will be covering Pulsechain news, but really the headline today is liquid loans. USDL is now number one stablecoin on Pulsechain. That means it's number one native stablecoin, number one overall stablecoin. It has taken over from a DAI from Ethereum. So DAI stable from Ethereum, it is now number two. We're going to talk about that later on. Stay tuned because that's really, really a big deal. And we've got more coming down the line. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see who else is in the house here. We've got Lies Beneath. How are you? Hex, EHEX, PLS, PLSX, incentive token for the win, 100%. That is always the golden strategy of this channel. Of course, we are streaming to 3 YouTube channels today. Hex Token channel, Superman Crypto, and Pulsechain YouTube. Obviously, we've got 2 dedicated Pulsechain Hex channels, but also Superman Crypto is a general channel. It is DGN channel. So if you're on Superman Crypto, big welcome to you. If you love multi-chain projects, and that's what I cover generally on Superman Crypto, as well as Pulsechain. So get on there as well if you like some different content. We've got Hexcavator in the house there. Good to see Hexcavator. Brian, our community leader in the house. What's up, folks? Good to see you, Brian. We've got Sandy Beach, one of our moderators in the house. Hey, Sandy, good to see you. And influencer as well on X social platform. Big shout out. Wookie as well. Wookie got a free grooming and nail session at the veterinarian. So that is just bizarre. But well done to you, Wookie, on that one. He always comes out with the most random stuff. It's incredible. Check My Pulse. What's up, we all? Good to see you. Check My Pulse. Welcome to the chat. Roderick Patrick. Good morning, Superman. Good to see you back. Yeah, back again like the Backstreet Boys. Back again like the Backstreet Boys. Man, I wish I could play some of that tune, but it's copyright. Crypto Dan in the house there. Merry Christmas. Yeah, filthy animals. Hope everyone has had a good one. Yeah, I actually watched a Home Alone. I actually watched that, so I know exactly what you're saying when you say, "You filthy animals." That's from Home Alone, of course, one of the greatest Christmas children movies of all time, and of course, a must to watch every Christmas, I would say. I watched McCulkin the other day. He was at was it in Hollywood, I think, something like that, and he was in a little bit of tears there with some fellow, I think they're fellow actors out of the Home Alone. Watch that on the YouTube. What else do we got there? Hello, Hex Token, everybody from Sandy Beach. I wish Sandy would push that comment first. It's always the easiest one to read out. Hope you're having a nice holiday season. Christmas holidays are going good, and we're now in the New Year's. You got to remember, they used to call it Christmas holidays, and that's what I'm calling it too. But they're trying to get rid of Christmas in many ways, but we're going to push back on that one, Sandy Beach. Archie's in the house there. Good to see Archie as well. One of our moderators also in the chat there. We got EIS as well. Good night, says EIS. Well, it's only the afternoon here, early afternoon, and we're enjoying it. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's get into it, folks. Let's get into the news. Let's go. Bam. Let's bring in into the site here. Let's bring it up. The stock market first. Stock market first, and another green day. Woohoo! Green day here, and of course we got the Dow Jones is up 0.3%. Green. And man, we've been loving this run. 111 points up today, 37,656. Remember, that's the top 30 industrials in the United States in the Dow Jones. Now, the S&P 500 is up 0.14%, 7 points to 4,781. Remember, fund manager Tom Lee expected us to hit 4,800 by the end of the year. Man, he has been on the money with that. Here we are at 4,781, pretty close to 4,800. We've got a couple of days left in the year to go. Amazing. It's amazing there. And of course, the NASDAQ there up 0.16%, 24 points to 15,099. Like a boss. Look at that. Amazing. And S&P there absolutely rocketing. And of course, Dow Jones looking good as well. In fact, Dow Jones at all-time high. How about that for the Dow Jones? Looking pretty good. Now, the commodities, we've got oil. Let's have a look at the oil prices. We've got West Texas there at $74 and Brent oil at $79.29 a barrel. Pretty much slightly up on those ones. But the big standout has been gold. Gold at 2,088. And, of course, look at that all-time high from the looks of it on gold. Amazing stuff happening in gold. Really crazy. Let's have a look at the monthly on that. And not quite all-time high, just off the bottom. We had a little blip back up here. We got at the top here, I can't actually see what the top is, $151, I think it was. So we're not quite at all-time high, but we just got it recently in the last month, and we're heading back up. So will that $3,000 gold come up? Definitely on play almost, so looking pretty good. Why is this happening? Well, you got the Fed pivot and all that sort of stuff happening. US dollar potentially. Let's have a look, see how that goes. Silver at the moment, I think I'm going to sneeze there. Silver at the moment is at $24.54, and that's on the ascendancy as well. And of course, that is the poor man's gold. And of course, there have been predictions about if the Fed pivots and the US dollar slides, then of course the silver could have a hyper rally, maybe 4 or 5x from here, which would put it into the $100, $125 mark by next year, perhaps. So we'll keep a lookout for that. All right, not really too much on the news today. But pretty much, pretty much everyone expecting the Fed to pivot pretty much on that news. So we had a bit of issue in the Red Sea with oil, obviously with the Houthis firing all these drones and all that sort of crazy stuff. But apparently they're going to be sending a fleet, a multinational task force to tidy up all the Red Sea and shoot down anything or any pirates military pirates that from Houthis. They're going to try and take the oil and all that sort of stuff, carry on, right? So we're sending an armed force to stop that, which is good news for all the rest of us. All right, so that's kind of cool. Let's go to the Fed Reserve here and have a quick look at that. Obviously, we're waiting for the first meeting of 2024. That's going to be on the 31st of January at 2 p.m. Eastern. 4 weeks and 6 days and 19 hours ago to go for that one. So that's coming up. And, of course, we're expecting a no change, 81% chance of no change, so keep that 5.5 rate. But March now, apparently, the majority of people in March, 91.2% of the market now expects a pivot as early as March. Remember, it used to be August, July, June, and then, of course, now we're looking at March. Amazing. So pretty cool on that one. And, of course, by May, it looks like it's 100% booked in there by the market, 100% of the market virtually, or 99.7% of the market expecting a pivot by May. So definitely March gaining traction there, obviously with inflation being pulled back there as well. That means that typically we're going to get the pivot, what we call the pivot. So the terminal rate looks like it was 5.5%. That's going to stay up for a while, and then we're going to get the pivot, and the pivot's going to be moving from restrictionary to expansionary policy. Obviously, we're still seeing restrictionary activity with money supply. So if we have interest rates pivoting and the monetary supply moving expansionary, that's great for crypto and assets, and of course another run on the books there. So that's kind of what we're looking there with the Federal Reserve, which leads us into crypto. We got Bitcoin at 43,511, up 2%, and Bitcoin dominance, importantly, has dropped below 50%. It's now 49.2%, and Ethereum is finally making a play relative to Bitcoin at 6.4%. At $2,381. And hey, look, I'm getting bullish about Ethereum. I think that, I definitely think on top of the bull market, we're talking about possibly, $20,000 plus for Ethereum. I just can't see it doing what it did last time. Was it 4,900 or something like that? So I definitely think that, at least the 4x from there would be plausible, 20,000, maybe even higher. And of course, we've got the Ethereum ETS potentially March, probably May, for those as well playing out. So looking pretty good. Now, the talk of the town, of course, has been Solana, which has been a bit of the venture capital chain, people are calling it. $107 there down today, but has been on a bit of a tear. And interesting enough, with Ethereum, as BNB is finally starting to rise 8%, $321. BNB obviously having quite a bit of the drama with SEC and CZ and all that, but has better burn supply mechanisms than some of the other leaders in the ecosystem there, even though it's centralized, very centralized control. But apart from that, it has it held up well during the bear market and is likely to go up pretty well during the bull market there. Some of the people that are picking not only is Ethereum going up and benefiting from proto-dank sharding, expected to come up soon in January, I think it is. And of course, then on the road to full dank sharding, getting that TPS up, but also that the second layers of Ethereum will benefit from proto-dank sharding. And of course, Optimism and Arbitrum there should be the primary beneficiaries. And we can see on Ethereum on the rise. We also see Optimism on the rise here as well. Second layer should benefit from the proto-dank sharding, and of course up 15.47% at $4 on those chains as well. Although I'm not sure how much activity is actually on those chains, but they are certainly going to be the beneficiaries of that news as well. Some of the other standouts, of course, Link and Bitcoin Cash there, and BSV. Good old BSV. Have you guys got BSV? Good old BSV there as well. You remember the Bitcoin wars and all that? That's pretty cool. All right, so that's some of the standouts there. Let's get into Bitcoin itself. Here's our Bitcoin macro picture. Wow, look at this. Riding along the EMA. That's the 20 moving EMA there, exponential moving average. And, of course, we punched back yesterday on the quiet day, of course, the 26th of December. And we ended up getting as low as 41,600. We're now back 43,446 the next day. That's insane, right? What mad gains is that? It's madness there in the old crypto. And, of course, we're up 4.3%. Look at that. Beautiful. And we're obviously ticking away towards the ETF window number 2. And we've got a 90% chance of Bitcoin approvals there with the ETF at only 2 weeks away. Remember we were covering it before I finished streaming, about 3 weeks away. Now we're at 2 weeks away. So good times, everybody. Now, is it going to blast through the 45 to 48K resistance in that time? Definitely doable, man. If it gets over 48, that'd be quite something, though. But definitely is doing pretty well, and certainly got 2 weeks that can do it, and it can do it in 2 weeks. That's quite doable. Now, will we have a bit of a sell the news event? We will see. Obviously, with the big run up, or it might be a very short term sell the news event, and then of course back on the ascendancy for the longer term bull market. Let's take that into account. But that is looking very good at the moment. And of course, the Ethereum window there, either March, but I think that's moving into May. So I just need to keep moving that away as well. Let's get into some news, though. MicroStrategy, with regard to Bitcoin, the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin, added more to its holdings on Wednesday. Ching, ching! So Wednesday, so just added that. And, of course, buying 14,620 Bitcoin for around $615 million US. The company's executive chairman, Michael Saylor, tweeted that MicroStrategy bought the Bitcoin at an average price of 42,000 per Bitcoin. And of course, now we see the price is actually up at 43,439. So some nice buying there from Michael Saylor. The recent purchase pushes the company's holdings of Bitcoin to 189,150 Bitcoin, worth about $5.9 billion US, which was bought at an average price of $31,168 per Bitcoin. So they're well in the money on that now. MicroStrategy began purchasing Bitcoin in August 2020, their company's most recent purchase before Wednesday took place last month, where it purchased 16,000 BTC worth around $608 million US. In a separate filing, the company said it had raised $610 million from its previously announced at the market shares offering of $750 million. The company was sitting on around $2 billion in profit from its Bitcoin holdings as of early December. This comes as Bitcoin price has been climbing over the last few months amid optimism that US regulators could potentially approve exchange-traded funds on Bitcoin, of course. And, of course, looking good is Bitcoin. So there we are. That is some big news there around some of the buying, purchasing happening here in the old chart for Bitcoin, which is pretty exciting. So that's pretty good. Don't know why I'm going to sneeze here. Probably because I've got the window open, but hey, that's the way it goes. Now, the other thing, big thing. Oh, I don't want to sneeze here on live stream, do I? But the other thing is, of course, we got Kathy Wood, founder, CEO, and Chief Investment Officer of ARK Investments, believes that some investors are likely to sell on the news once a big spot Bitcoin ETF is approved by securities regulators in the United States. Woods expects that some investors will not want to miss the opportunity to take some profits. I think that's fair. And I've sort of said that, yeah, there'll probably be a bit of a sell and news event, but it could be very short. And of course, back on the longer term bull market there. But of course, there's always some opportunity to sell and then buy back cheaper and then ride it back up. As there has been a big anticipatory move based on the expectation of potential approval of spot Bitcoin ETF. She had an interview with Yahoo Finance on December the 26th. Those who have been moving in and enjoying some nice profits will probably sell on the news. That's an expression that traders use. So you anticipate the event, beat up the price, and then sell on the news. While the short-term impact of potential spot Bitcoin ETF approval could be associated with some investors selling, a long-term perspective is promising and more important, says Wood. That would be very short-term because what we think is going to happen here, that the SEC is going to be giving the spot Bitcoin ETF the green light for institutional investors to participate. Once approved, a spot Bitcoin ETF will become one of the easiest ways institutions to access BTC, allowing to allocate a small portion of trillions of dollars in assets to Bitcoin. The ARK CEO believes, according to Wood, Bitcoin's price would move significantly if institutional investors put at least 0.1% or 0.2% of their assets in Bitcoin, which has a supply cap of 21 million coins. Wood's ARK's investment is one of the 14 firms that has filed for the spot Bitcoin ETF with the SEC. ARK spot Bitcoin ETF, the ARK 21 shares Bitcoin ETF, is developed in collaboration with the European crypto exchange traded product over provider 21 shares. In the latest interview, Wood noted that spot Bitcoin ETF discussions with the SEC have been very positive, adding more optimism that the potential of a spot Bitcoin ETF being approved by January the 10th. Something did change within the last month to 6 weeks, Wood stated, adding the SEC has changed its approach to Bitcoin ETF reviews from silent denials to asking thoughtful, detailed, and technical questions. According to Wood, that's a very positive move that has led to fruitful dialogue with the SEC. I think the outlook is bright for spot Bitcoin ETF, and we do think it will be in January. So there we are, folks, looking good for old Bitcoin. And of course, we have a nice little roadmap leading up to that Bitcoin ETF. And then, of course, the Bitcoin halving in April and potentially the ETF window for Ethereum, and probably by May at least, possibly early in March, but probably more likely May. And of course, in between that, of course, we have a Fed pivot either in March or May as well. And maybe by the time we get out the back end into May, June, we've got some monetary expansion happening as well. It is the holy grail of lineups. It is the perfect run for lineups for crypto and the bull market to really flourish. So looking forward to that. But in the meantime, we might have a little short sell-off event. But just remember, it takes about a month. So even if we get the Bitcoin ETF approval in the 10th of January, it won't be until probably the 10th of February when we get a lot of them officially launching. Just take that into account there as well. Now, Ethereum there has made the move. Whee! We're waiting for altcoin season, and this is probably the pinnacle here. We're in the trigger, I would call the takeoff trigger here for altcoin season, and it's looking very nice indeed. Big power move today, all the way up to $23,778. Bring on altcoin season, and this is I think, a very important candle on the way to that, and we are very close to breaking out to the upside for altcoin season. And of course, that Bitcoin dominance falling below 50%, another trigger line there. So looking very, very nice is Ethereum as well. Now, imagine if you held 5 Ethereum. Let's say you hold 5 Ethereum, you've managed to accumulate that. I don't know how you did it. Don't have to tell me. I don't want to know your dark secrets. But let's say that those 5 Ethereum and the price goes to $20,000 US. It's $100,000 US at the top of the bull market. Let's say that's a lot of capital, and so for the retail players, that's a pretty nice play. So it's really good to think about money in perspective. And now, if you took that $100,000 US, let's say you never invested in crypto again, well, you'll be able to put that in something. Let's say a bank, and you're earning 5%. That's $5,000 US a year. You never have to work for. Some really nice perspective there. Obviously, if you go and hunt some high yields, maybe 12% to 25% in something else, then you're earning, $12,000, $25,000 a year on that money. So it gives you some perspective. It's always good to think about what money is actually worth to you, and of course, rather than potentially gambling it away on a 1 to 100 odds type thing. So so always nice to take perspective about when you make mad crypto gains, what you actually do with that money and how you secure that money for your future. Some interesting thoughts here. So that's pretty cool with Ethereum. We're going to get into Pulsechain, of course. Before we do that, let's catch up on the chat and see who else has jumped in here. Let us see who is here. Never fear. We've got Crypto Pay in house there. Hey, good to see Crypto Pay. And Archie as well with TYRH ecosystem. Yeah, Jacob's ecosystem, we like to call it. I like to call it that. Woohoo! Welcome back, Super, says Brennan. Hey, good to see you, Brennan. One of our moderators and TA specialists as well. We've got Magnus in the house there. Hey, Superman, good to see you, Magnus. Very, very cool. We've got about 38 people watching at the moment, which is not bad for this time of year. So big shout out to you. Oh, we just hit 40. How about that? We just hit 40 people. Crypto Coin's in the house there. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see Crypto Coin. Well, should we get into Pulsechain? Let's do the Pulsechain update now. We've done stock market, we've done the Fed, we've done crypto. Let's get into Pulsechain, and bam, there we go. And of course, before we do that, let's catch up. One of the special things that we had on Christmas, of course, was Richard Hart putting out a big video. And of course, it was great to see. He did something for Pulsechain. You remember a couple of things for that. He did a little short video for Pulsechain launch. So he's done a few little videos and here and there. I think he did a Twitter space type video as well, if I remember rightly. But, you know, he came out with a Pulsechain video, which I posted here on this channel on Superman Crypto Net and Pulsechain YouTube. And that was about an hour and 23 minutes, I think, or something like that from Richard Hart. So the first half is kind of mainly crypto, and the second half is kind of legal aspects of that video. So definitely check it out. But here's a little clip of Richard Hart before we get into the results for day 229 on Pulsechain. What's that? Smash the likes as hard as you can. Yeah, definitely do that. Now let's hear from Richard.
Figured I would wish you guys a Merry Christmas. It's been a little while. Hasn't been that long. For some reason, I create content, I publish it, and then people pretend I didn't do it. You're like, hey, didn't I just drop like a 40-minute long audio file not very long ago? I don't get it. Didn't I record like a special intro from when the Highest of Stakes movie came out? Well, here we are again. Hopefully this satisfies your guys' excellent, amazing thirst for knowledge. I hope. So what do we got going on? Let's take a look.
All right, so that's a bit of an intro to that video. So definitely check it out on this channel. Superman Crypto, Hex Token, all Pulsechain YouTube. It's on all three channels. Check it out, watch the full video, and see Richard's thoughts at the moment. Very, very exciting. Now, if you want to join Discord and get some of my other thoughts on what's going to happen with the Pulsechain in the future, then join our Discord. The links are in the video description. And of course, I talk about much more about some of the speculations of what might actually play out in the year ahead. Definitely check that out. Sandy Beach says, I thought RH video was good, says Sandy Beach. I agree with you. It was very good. All right. So that's from Richard. Let's get into let me just make sure I'm on that one. Yeah, is that the right one? No, that's the wrong one. We don't want that video. Let's play that one. There we are. All right, so we got day 229 on Pulsechain. That's what we're finishing. We're about to start day 230, which has a nice ring to it. And of course, here we are, quadruple 0659 on Pulsechain with 66% of sacrifices. That's definitely been lifting, folks. We're now at 2/3 of the mean sacrifice price. So remember, we were down at like 60, 59, 61. We're now at 66 of the sacrifice. So that's really cool. Up almost 4% today on Pulse. And of course, that is exciting. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0179, up 5.67% at the moment. And of course, that is at almost 18% of sacrifice price. So there's a lot of upside to PulseX. And what's the biggest trigger for that coming up? I think is going to be Power City Earn Protocol. So that's coming to come up. Looks like going to be launching in the new year now. I think that was a good move. Let Liquid Loans play out on Pulsechain, have its day in the sun as well. Obviously, it's going to continue to grow. But also then Power City coming in the new year. Great start for Pulsechain with another juggernaut launching. And of course, PulseX going to get collateralized, and PulseX PXDC, another stablecoin coming to the market. Really, really good. Now, the other thing, of course, we hit just before Christmas time, I remember, was the buy and burn. We're now at 623 billion on the buy and burn. That is up we're at 3.03% of public supply is now burnt up and destroyed. So it's a buy and burn, remember. Pushes the market up and then burns the Pulsex tokens. Bullish. So we're slowly grinding away there with that superior tokenomics. The incentive token is up 8.85%. We're at 63 cents. And more importantly, the ratio is back up. Pulse it looks like it's rallying on the incentive ratio there. We're at 9,559 pulse per one incentive. We've hit 20 million on the incentive supply in the market, and we've got 116,000 burned through the TRH protocol from Jacob's ecosystem. Looking pretty good. PHEX at the moment, 1.03 cents. Now, you guys would have seen that I posted a video on HEX with the EMA cross That looks amazing. And of course, we've got one of our TI guys in Discord. I think it's Davgon. I think it's Davgon. Hopefully I've got that right. Is in Discord. And of course, he posted some cool stuff around EMA crosses. So I posted that on the video. And of course, here we got PHEX at 1.03 cents, EHEX at 51/100th of a penny, and the combined price of EHEX and PX is at 1.54 cents. And I think it's just formed a nice little base there for a really bullish move. We're up 4% today. So that is HEX. Those are numbers for day 229. Let's have a look at the charts and see how we're going. So here it is on Pulsechain. You can see I've got the EMA cross showing at the moment, and we got bullish cross here on Pulsechain. Let me just auto log that, and you can see that. See the cross here automatically prints a cross here, and you can see the last time we had a cross, we had a massive rally, and of course here we had a cross to the downside. We got a downside. Here's a cross to the upside, and it does seem to be holding. Sometimes these can fake out a little bit, but not this time. This is looking very, very good indeed. And of course, we got the wider market, Ethereum obviously on the rally as well. So looking pretty good here, and we're at the top of the move at 6,500 plus on Pulsechain, looking pretty good there. Now, if we add the Bollinger Bands, we can see that we're riding the top of the Bollinger Bands, but we're not actually riding the top of it. We're just below it in the top range, so that's bullish also. So that's good news there on the Bollinger Bands. Let me just hide that as well. Let's go into the RSI. The RSI is at 63, so just keep an eye on that on the daily, but we've still got plenty of room to move on this move as well, as maybe we might just round off a little bit here, take a little pause, and then up to the right there as well. So remember, we've got 2 weeks until that Bitcoin ETF to run up there as well. So that is it on Pulsechain. Let's go to PulseX. PulseX here at the moment with the Bollinger Bands. Let me just hide the Bollinger Bands at the moment. Where's the Bollinger Bands there? I'm going to hide that. So we got a bullish cross here as well on PulseX, and up and away, and at the top of the move also. So playing out very nicely as well. We're at 1775 at the moment. And of course, don't forget, PulseX has got Power City Earn Protocol likely launching in the new year. And of course, that is bullish for Pulse. It's going to take a lot of Pulse off the market. We've already seen, or we're going to have a look at how successful Pulse loan has been. Liquid loans has been with Pulse, and looking forward to the success of the Earn protocol. Remember that the lending requirement is only going to be $500 compared to $2,000 on liquid loans. So it's going to open it up to much more of the retail book to participate. So we could see a lot of Pulsex going off the market there, and of course buying potentially more Pulsex, which would be cool to see. Now the RSI is pretty chill down here at 58, so we've got a lot of room to move on Pulsex, there. And of course, putting the Bollinger Bands back again. We're still at the top of the Bollinger Bands, but we're not on the top there, not riding it up. So we're looking very healthy indeed in the old Pulsex there, looking good. Now incentive token there, this is the ratio 9,500. Looks like we've bottomed with the ratio for the time being. Man, it's been quite a while here. This is the daily. 8,500 was the bottom. Look at that. It looks like we've really bottomed. This is quite different price action. I mean, look at the long-term chart. We were just shedding non-stop pretty much with a few little pauses in the way. But this time we've got quite a different thing happening here. So really interesting. Obviously some whales there picking up some stuff on that too. Let's have a look at the volume. Yeah, you can see the volume picking up here. That's pretty interesting, picking up some of these incentive tokens and taking them away off the market. So kind of cool like that. Very cool. So that is incentive token. And having a look at some of the yields on Pulsex for day 229, we can see that Pulsex Pulse is now at 6% APR on the V1 farm. And of course, the DAI bridged in from Ethereum versus Pulse, 42%. USD from Ethereum versus Pulse is at 39% still. These are still very attractive yields. Like, I'm really impressed at how high these yields have been holding up. Wrapped ETH to Pulse is 25%. USD Tether to Pulse is 40%. And Hex to Pulse is 9.5%. Incentive to Pulse is 39%. And incentive to Pulsex is 35%. So very attractive APRs on these. And of course, you can see the corresponding values in each of these pools. Obviously, some of the important ones there. DAI, Ethereum DAI or eDAI versus Pulse, 13 million there as well. And some of the other bridge ones, 5.2 million, 7.9 million for ETH, and 5 million for USD Tether there. So some nice little pools sitting there at the moment. Now, obviously, you can farm V2 farms. You just have to swap over, and you can go and provide liquidity for those as well. So you just have to go to liquidity. You can do V1 liquidity or V2 and earn funds. Now, a lot of people in the retail book are not doing providing liquidity. It may be a very good option to do. We need more liquidity, obviously, on the protocol, and I just don't think enough people are actually thinking about providing liquidity, maybe because of the LP impermanent loss issues, but I think you can probably manage those. It's probably an area for people to look up and learn. So just something, food for thought, maybe learning about providing liquidity. You can do that, of course. V1, you'll be able to do that on some pairs and go to the farms and get incentive token rewards on, of course, providing liquidity on V2. You may be able to get some pretty attractive yields. How do you find those? Well, you just go to the ellipsis up here, these 3 dots, and then go information, and it will bring up a lot of the pools for you as well. Now, it typically has problems when I pull it up on live stream, but you should be fine on your computer, and it will bring up the APRs rewards. See the LPVs here and APRs, the annual percentage returns. So definitely something for you to consider on that as well. All right, so that is Pulsechain. Moving to Hex at the moment. This is obviously, I did a video on the PEX, and that's what I posted the other day, so you can check that out. But we had a bullish cross here. Now, I was getting a little bit worried we might have a bit of a fake out. We had this big red candle here the other day. We got pushed right back down to 95/100th of a penny, but no, it's managed to hold. And of course, good news from that one. We can see that's managed to hold here, and we've had 2 green candles, and it looks still intact. This bullish cross here on the EMA, EMA cross here, very bullish and nice one to the upside. So looking good there for PEX. The RSI is super cool. Look at that, 54. So plenty of room to move, and just got into bullish territory there as well. And of course, the MACD is also bullish as well on this one, and we might get a double top on this MACD. Let's see how we go with that. And looking good all round. So PEX looking really exciting. Now, I have some speculations about potentiality for PEX, but you'll have to join Discord to ask me about it. Yeah, some nice moves going on here with PEX now. It's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely get on to that one. Now, obviously, this PEX and HEX ties very closely to the staking mechanisms in HEX related to share rate. There is relationship over periods of time. And of course, we'll be looking to see what happens in the liquidity amount for HEX, the way the price moves, breakouts, TAs. And of course, if it gets back into a positive cycle, that's what a lot of people are looking forward to there. Because once it does get it back into a positive cycle, then you've got a runaway price, right? And of course, you've got probably a hell of a lot more staking and T-shares being created as well. So we'll be looking out for that too, particularly on PEX and of course EHEX too. Probably EX has a few other challenges like BankX out there, but still, obviously, it may overcome those too. Now, this is EHEX at the moment, and this is not far away from the looks of it from its own EMA cross. Hasn't crossed yet, but it's definitely looking possible. You can see these are tightening up the 2 averages, the 8-day and the 21-day. So the 8-day is in orange, and the 21-day is in green. And of course, that looks like it's about to cross. See how close that is? It looks like it may cross as well. PX has already crossed, well on the way to the upside, but EHEX there, still a bit of work to go there as well. So it's kind of like the poor cousin again. We'll see whether it becomes rich cousin as well. So that is PEX and EHEX, looking not too bad. Let's go to the validators. Validators today, we're sitting at 50,000 exactly. Wow. That's amazing. Look at 50. Oh, no, it's 49,992. I had it on the wrong day. But we're at 49,992. Validators just below 50,000. And of course, we've got 1.6 trillion off the market, which is about 10% of the supply, which is pretty amazing. If we add liquid loans to that, that's going to top that up. So let's see how we get on with that. Now, the other thing is the gas prices. We had some issues with the gas prices. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And apparently there was some sort of attack going on the Pulsechain, apparently, with some issue. And apparently the Pulsechain devs had to patch it up. That's just one of those things that can come around there. The gas prices have gone back to normal from the looks of it. So good news there. Pulsechain team, we're onto it. 153,945 beat. So still super cheap. 0.3 of a penny for a Pulsechain swap. 200th of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer, and 700th of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. We're 8,253 times cheaper than Ethereum. It's $25 to do a swap on Ethereum, and that's cheap for Ethereum at the moment, particularly during the Christmas break. That's pretty amazing. Of course, entering the new year period, and of course, we're 41,293 times cheaper than Bitcoin. It's $8.76 to send Bitcoin at the moment, and it will take you 8 years for that Bitcoin to land in your wallet. Do you like what I did there? It'll take you 8 years. I'm just kidding. But it's going to take you a while for the Bitcoin to land in your wallet. You don't believe me, man? You go over to Bitcoin. You start transferring some Bitcoin around, man. You're going to feel like you're going back in time. You're stuck in some sort of time dilation. It's going to be terrible. That's what it's like. All right. So that is pretty much it at the moment on Pulsechain. That was day 229. We're starting day 230, of course. And we're right in the middle of it. So let's move on. We're going to quickly check. Let's go check the top PRC 20s. Let's do that. Top PRC 20s. Let's see how that's going. So we're just sorting by liquidity. We can see that PDI is on the move, up 14%. So that's kind of cool. Let's have a quick look at PDI. And of course, more speculative, right? This is the copy of DAI on Pulsechain. And of course, it has quite a lot. It's almost got cult status now, isn't it? Cult status, but it has been up on a tier here. Congratulations on that one. And of course, will it ever get to 1 cent? Will it ever get to 10 cents? Will it ever get to $1? Well, it's definitely possible that it might get. I'm pretty sure 1 cent definitely on the cards. We'll see if it can do much more than that in the bull market. Hey, don't count it out, that's for sure. And of course, we've got Atropa at the moment. Atropa is also one of the magical contracts, of course, thinking that it's going to help PDI as well. But here at the moment, it has been on a tier also. And of course, at 0055 on the old Atropa there. Looking at Wrap Bitcoin, and Wrap Bitcoin, you know, if Bitcoin does a full breakout, maybe goes to 150K, 180K or something like that, what will Wrap Bitcoin on Pulsechain do? At the moment, it's kind of lagging around $67, but definitely that is something that may play out too with the narrative in the bull market. We'll be watching out for that too. In terms of some new coins on Pulsechain, Treasury Bill, Teddy Bear, we can see that they are pretty much up 14%, 16% respectively. And of course, people are getting involved with some of that to a degree. What else we got going there? Maker is up 5%. That's kind of it. We've got quite a few others moving up there as well. Looking at the big meme coins, we've got SHIB up 7%, and we've got Pepe up 5% there as well. And both of those, I think, are near the bottom, aren't they? Let's have a quick look at SHIB. Have a quick look at that. Yeah, SHIB off the bottom there. That is moved off the bottom, so it's kind of cool. And what's the other one? Pepe. Let's have a look at Pepe. Pepe there is pretty much right in the bottom, but in a nice little channel, a little zigzag channel there as well. So that's ticking away at the moment, 27,000. Pretty low volume on that at the moment on the old Pepe copy. So that's some of the interesting ones there. Let's go to the Pulsechain. Let's go to the meme coins and have a look at some of the meme coins. Note token from Randy Alaski is up 3.7%. Let's see what that's looking like now. That's pretty much hasn't moved. It has not had the breakout that's typically we might see in these, where they have a pretty much a breakout to the upside. Has not had that yet. Currently at 1/10 of a penny on the old Note token. And of course, I think they have, I don't know if the pools yet, farming's yet on 9-inch, but I think that's coming up. Axis Alive is up 11.66%. Another influencer. Like I say, there's a couple of influencer coins around us now. Axis Alive is up 11.66% to $12,000. And man, look at this thing go. Wow, look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo! Hot dog. Imagine if you picked it up down here. That'd be pretty mad. That'd be pretty mad gains. I mean, man, I hope my rule is working today. That's 480% gains in 3 weeks. Not bad at all on Pulsechain. If people are saying, oh, there's no gains on Pulsechain, well, someone here made 480% in 3 weeks, and that was on Axis Alive token there. So there's money to be made. You've just got to hunt the value. There's money to be made on Pulsechain. You just got to hunt the value and use your head, get that wisdom, and try and work out which ones are the ones to follow. Obviously, we're covering most of it on here, so you can come and watch Hex Token channel and Superman Crypto and Pulsechain YouTube. Anyway, so what else there? We got Reflux is down 2%. Dodge is down 8. Oh, it's up 8%, I should say. What else there? Ben is up 4% there. I think that's it. Other meme coins. We're going to get to 9-inch. Let's do 9-inch first before we get into Pulsechain projects. Let's do 9-inch. 9-inch at the moment is at 9,228. Really still struggling. Nice to see Hexy Bastard out there doing a bit more videos, but they've got a lot of work to do in the marketing space, and I think they need to get a marketer and have them pumping out quality content, just like we see Liquid Loans and Power City, Internet Money, and other projects doing that. I'd like to see that as well. But they have risen off the bottom with a few YouTube videos, so we'll see how we go there. But they have much more work to do, to get that confidence back. They're still number 5, I think, on the TVL, sitting around about $10 million. I still think they are, but they've still got more work to do with the marketing there to get that moving along. What else we got going there? With the ETH is up 3.8% at 27 cents. Paul Pleb is up 6.4% at 17.91 with 5 zeros. And Pulse Dodge up 5.5% to what's that? 1800th of a penny at the moment on Pulse Dodge. Those come leaders there. Looking at the BBC token at 3.4 cents at the moment. So that is where 9inch is going. Let's go into Pulsechain projects. This is our final category, of course. Let's have a look by liquidity. We've got, let's see here, pretty modest gains, a lot of these. We've got Up Token up 29%. That's related to liquid loans, of course, Up Token. And Haunted Strategy guys, so it's pretty cool. What else we got there? Time Token is up 10% from Internet Money. That's the money wallet for Internet Money. And we can't wait for their V2, or the V1, I should say, commercial version of Internet Money. Can't wait for that. We're going to cover that a lot more. I haven't been covering it so much since, I do cover it from time to time, but I don't cover it like as much as I would be just because I'm waiting for those final audits and that final commercial version just to give the confidence. Obviously you're talking about a wallet. You want it to be, tried and tested and true and all that as well on Pulsechain, but that's looking very good. They're on track for that. Hopefully in the new year we'll have that out. Internet Money up 12% as well, so that's starting to move there as well. I don't know if they had news out today. I did check, but don't know if I saw anything there. What else? That's kind of it. Burn Token. We're going to go to TRH. That's doing pretty well. Also, let's go to TRH. They have been doing some pretty well stuff there. That's from Jacob's ecosystem. And we can see that we've had some good movers at the moment. Burn Token up 28% today. Now, it's got a little small liquidity, 4.3K. But someone tells me in our Discord that might just continue to go up there. So you can guess who that is. Holy there is up 16% as well. Plant is up 15% and Seed is up 10%. So they're doing all pretty well there. And of course, we're waiting for, you guessed it, TRH version 4, V4 to come out. Looks like New Year as well. So we can't wait for that. Now, we do have a little bit of news about Pulsepot. The rumors are going around about Pulsepot. So we're going to talk about that when we get up to Algo USD as PUSD as well. So stay tuned for that. This is Jacob's ecosystem. Man, it's going to be a major innovative ecosystem on Pulsechain. You don't want to miss out on some of these projects for sure. All right, let's get into the main news today, though, and that is stablecoins. That's the main topic today. And of course, I like to give a good, coverage of stablecoins because they are fundamental to a flourishing Pulsechain. Looks like any chain that need flourishing stablecoins. And of course, at the moment, we've got a couple here. We've got Coast, we've got USDL, and of course, we've got PUSD, which is on a prototype live on Pulsechain at the moment. And you can see USDL is pretty much at $1. We got Coast there is at 98 cents, so just below peg, and PUSD, which is a prototype at the moment, is just or pretty much around $1 there, peg as well. So they're ticking away. So let's get to see how influential USDL is now, because it's a big deal. So let's go to USDL, and we can see the trading pair at the moment is pretty much on $1. It was above peg at a premium, but now it's back at $1, and the liquidity $9 million US. So we got some big stuff. These protocols are fundamental to a Pulsechain's long-term value. So that's why they're so important. I love covering them. Now, what do we got in the pool? We got 4,535,000 USDL stablecoins. So US dollars in there versus 69 billion Pulse at the moment. So that is the ratio. Very important. We keep an eye on that. That 4.5 million, of course, means that, you can take USDL and buy some Pulse with it, right? So you can do that. That's pretty much the mechanism there. And then you can take that Pulse and put it back into liquid loans and rinse and repeat. Every time Pulse goes up, you got a bit more capital to borrow, and you can rinse and repeat that. And of course, there's many strategies like the Haunted strategy, the Hot Prod strategy, the Hexy Cat strategy. There's many others out there. So definitely something you can do there. But let's look at liquid loans. The powerhouse here. Let's go do a refresh. But liquid loans now, $26.03 million. Do you see that? Woo! That's amazing. Now, remember the SEC event? We lost $39 million that went, we had capital flight after the SEC event. Remember that? Well, $26 million effectively has been recovered through minting our own stablecoins internally by collateralizing Pulse through the liquid loans, liquidity fork, of course. And that's super powerful. So 26 million over 39 million, that's a good capital recovery. And I don't see this thing slowing down. I think we're going to continue on there. The other big news, of course, is that 20.86 million of this is staked in the protocol. that's 80%. So if you're wondering why it hasn't had more of effect at this stage, well, because 80% of the capital, $20.86 million, is actually stuck in the Liquid Loans platform. And why is it stuck in there? Because the stability pool is earning 155%. It was up over 300, 400% or something like that, but it's now earning 155. So you got a lot of people earning sweet rewards in there. And of course, the difference, that 20.86 million and the 26 million, is either in people's wallets, or as we can see, 4.5 million of it is in the USDL pool that can be used to buy and sell Pulse with the stablecoin, which is kind of bullish on that front, looking pretty good. So not bad there. Now, the other thing is that 940 billion Pulse is now collateralized inside Liquid Loans. This is amazing. And let's see what that number means. So 940 divided by 1,600. We're just using a blunt number there for the total supply of a public supply of Pulse. That is now almost 5.9% of all public supply of Pulse is now locked in to the Liquid Loans protocol. 5.9. That's a massive jump from our last time we covered it about a week ago, wherever it was. Now, if we add that to the 10% from the validators, that means we've got almost 16% is now of Pulse public supply, so excludes the Origin account, is now off the market. That's super bullish, and it definitely helps things longer term. Obviously, you want that number to slowly climb. I'd love it to get up. I said to you guys, within 6 to 8 weeks, I wanted to get to 5%. We have done that on Liquid Loans. So we've already done that, and we're not even that far through, are we? Let's see how far we're through on the daily there. Like 5 to 6 weeks. We're only 27 days. So, we're talking about 4 weeks there. And I think I was saying 4 to 6 weeks or something like that. So we're definitely hit the target there beautifully. So Liquid Loans is tracking very well. And it's nice to have successful platforms tracking very well there as well. All right, so looking good there. Let's move on and look at the actual look at the stable coins on the chain. So Liquid Loans is now number one, numero uno, number one, a stable coin overall, not just out of native stable coins. Obviously, there's two native stable coins, CST from Coast and USDL from Liquid Loans, but it's now number one. It's bigger than all the bridged-in stables. And here you can see it's at $26 million. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! On the old Pulsechain. What is number two? Well, number two is eDai or Ethereum, DAI from Ethereum. It's at $22.4 million at the moment. Woo-hoo-hoo! So even if we have some capital from DAI moving over to other chains for whatever reason, there's obviously some easy targets of why that's happening at different times. Even if we have the capital moving from eDai, we have got capital generated through USDL. So it's kind of a good offset there. And now it's number one spot. Now, when I streamed last time, it was sitting behind eDai by about $5 million. Now it's above eDai. And of course, there are $26 million USDL, 22.4 million on eDai. Now, we still want heaps of eDai to come over, but at the moment, this is where the market is heading. And Liquid Loans, USDL, has taken number one spot. And that's a really good sign of strength, folks. I really like that signal. Now, obviously, we want more eDai coming over as well over the bridge, but that will just depend on the way markets are going, how Pulsechain is performing. Green candles are what drives capital flows. And, of course, we'll just keep watching out for that. Now, number three stablecoin, woohoo, USDC coin from Ethereum is number three at $13.6 million US. That is number three, and that's ticking away there. So what's number four? You guessed it. Number four is USD Tether. Obviously, USD Tether, pretty scary one, right? They stop a lot of people's wallets and transactions and stuff like that. Normally, they're trying to do it for a good purpose, but the fact that they can actually do it is kind of scary, regardless of whether it's for a good reason or not. And at the moment, max supply is at 8.3 million. So let's just run down those numbers. 26 million for Liquid Loans, USDL, 22.4 million for eDai or DAI from Ethereum. And of course, USDC there at 13.6 million. And then followed by USD Tether at 8.3 million. So what is Coast? Coast is number 5, and it is a native stablecoin. Coast is at $2.3 million at the moment on the blockchain. So those are our top 5 stablecoins. And man, looking pretty cool. Now we've got forks of the Liquidy one as well, but there is these are the ones that are really the dominating at the moment. So what else is coming out? We've got these 5 that are really dominating as stablecoins. What else is coming down the line? Well, you guys know it. Earn protocol is coming, folks. Woohoo! New year, and this is going to collateralize PulseX. And of course, look how successful Liquid Loans, $26 million so far. what is Earn Protocol going to do? It's going to be massive. That's what it's going to do, because Power City has done so well with their marketing, with the size of the community. And of course, you're going to have a lower threshold $500 loan as opposed to $2,000 liquid loans. And there's so much Pulsex out there to be collateralized. It's going to take tons of it off the market. And Pulsex has got to be one of the pickups at the moment, leading into the launch of Power City Earn Protocol. It's going to be a big, big deal. And of course, we may get that leverage and that cycling investment as well if people use different strategies to do that. Also, don't forget, on top of this, we've also got the front ends coming from Magic Carpet Ride. And of course, we've also got the front ends from liquid loans as well. They're going to help amplify the strategies and compounding on both liquid loans and the Earn Protocol. So bullish on this part here at the moment. So we're going to have our next stablecoin that's going to be PXDC, which is going to be our third native stablecoin on Pulsechain for the new year. I think that's great timing, actually, and sets up 2024 really, really well. So very excited about that. But wait, there's more. Wait, there is more. We're obviously going to have, you guessed it, PUSD Algo as well coming in the new year. And of course, this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Now, it needs to reach certain capital requirements. So we're going to be looking forward to that. And there's more work to be done. But apparently there's some news coming out about that soon. So we're going to be talking about that when it does come out. I don't want to front run some of that stuff at the moment, but definitely we've got some news happening in that space. And of course, what's that going to do? It's going to be the first big algorithmic stablecoin on Pulsechain. But here's the difference. It's going to be fully DeFi and fully automated. And so it's going to have these little bots running to keep the peg of PUSD, which you can see as a prototype on Pulsechain. And at the moment, it's also going to boost one of the areas that chains have a big problem with, and that is scalability of stablecoins. Part of that stablecoin trilemma, if you haven't looked that up, go look it up. And the PUSD is going to be a big, big deal for that. It also has the ability to not be capped on the TVL. You know, even liquid loans and Power City, they're going to be massive, but you know there is only a fixed supply of Pulse and a fixed supply of Pulsex. Even with it's large, but there's still only limited, and there's also only a limited appetite amongst the holders of that. There's a certain sort of psychological cap or behavioral cap for those as well. Even though I think we can go very, very big with them, whereas that's not a problem for PUSD. PUSD can grow based on just the normal demand coming in that is from the wider, broader market. And I think that's going to be potentially exciting, and that could potentially attract some big, big crypto participants, and that is a big, big deal. The other kicker is that we find out that PUSD is going to be pegged to USDL, so it's going to have all the stability measures inside liquid loans, a liquidity fork, also helping to peg the PUSD. So it's really golden source there. Really, really amazing. Of course, the link to that, if you want to participate, is in the video description. You can get a 90% referral bonus at the moment, and that's going to be pretty cool. Also, if you do over $1,000, you can get a big X bonus as well, and get that big X multiple. So there's two bonuses there to be able to pick up potentially. But definitely for anybody under $1,000, you can get a 90% referral bonus as well using the link in the video description. So that's going pretty cool. And of course, here is the front end at the moment. This is the front end. And of course, there's so many cool things on this. Really is going to be amazing. We're going to have stability miners, part of the secret sauce. That's going to be full DeFi to keep the stability coin pegged. You're going to be able to earn multiple different tokens on the platform, including Algo, Wrap PUSD, and of course, the Flex incentive token for doing anything on a protocol, whether it's swapping, getting a stability miner, staking, you're going to earn Flex. And of course, you're going to earn a share of the V3 fees that it's going to generate as well. And we know that already quite a few big protocols like PHEX, like Petius have already got involved, are very curious and very interested about this approach, this full DeFi approach to a algorithmic stablecoin, and of course solving all the problems that we saw in Terra Luna. And of course, it's going to be fun to see it play out. Now, is it still speculative? Of course, but this is the frontier innovation that Pulsechain needs. This is the sort of stuff that people have to take risks on and get to participate on such brilliant ideas. So really excited about that. And of course, the sacrifice day is actually open at the moment. So we're on day 33. At the moment. Now, you can use any stable coins or any coins from Pulsechain or Ethereum on this list to participate. All you have to do is send it to this wallet at the top here. That's it. And then you'll get credited with your referral bonus and maybe a bonus X if you have got involved. Now, we're currently on day 33, and there's 12 days left on the final stage. But we may have some more news coming from Jacob regarding the future of this. And, of course, maybe some bigger promotions and things like that. So stay tuned for that at the moment. Like I say, it's still got to meet a certain capital requirement to be able to launch, because it has to fund all the liquidity pools. Now, here's the difference about the Sacrifice project. 75% of all the Sacrifice funds raised are going straight back in to make the project operate. And so 50% is going to be going into liquidity pools, and 25% is going to be going to stability miners straight away. So 75% is going to be returned back into making the utility operate. And so you're not going to get any issue where, oh, someone's raised, $10 million and they haven't put anything into liquidity pools and any of that sort of drama. You're going to have this kick off with 75% of the funds going straight in to make the protocol work. And this thing could be a juggernaut on Pulsechain. And of course, our fourth native stablecoin, PUSD. So I'm really excited about this with the risk return trade-off. The capital requirement's modest. So that means that the commercial upside potential could potentially huge. So really excited about this, and fun times ahead. So we'll let you know any news that's happening in this space from Jacob. The other thing, of course, is one of his other projects, Pulpoot. Apparently that's getting very, very close. So this could be another New Year launch as well. I think, as I understand, they're doing the final details here. Now, I don't think they're going to be launching all the different protocols. I think two of the games will be launching straight away, with the rest of them dependent on the ramp up of the Fetch Oracle that was launched by Liquid Lines. But Pulpoot is coming very close. If you had sacrificed for Pulpoot, that looks like it's coming up very, very soon indeed. So you'll get your airdrop for your tokens on Pulpoot, just like you did on BNB Pot on the BNB chain. So excited to see that happening as well. Obviously, Jacob's running multiple projects, PUSD Algo, Pulpoot, a TYCZ. We're hearing news on that soon. And of course, the TYRH V4. So there's 4 major projects there being run. Remember, he's got a team of about 15 people all up, including devs and social media and stuff like that. So, but apparently there's more news coming. So we'll try and bring that to you as soon as it does happen, which is pretty exciting. That's going to lead us into the final topic of the day, which is HEX. We're going to get into that. Before we do, though, let's catch up in the chat and see who else has jumped in here. Man, it's exciting. And it's only between Christmas and New Year's. How about that? Let's see what else we got going up here. You watched from the Hex Token channel. Nice one, Sandy Beach. That is the RH video, Christmas video. What's up, familiar? Good to see you, Christian. Welcome to the chat. Francis as well on Superman Crypto. Hello. Good to see you, Francis. And who else is there? We've got a couple other people here. Very interesting incentive action. Yes, some whales bought the incentive token up. Interesting move there. Special Struggle says everything looks pretty good. I think so. My picks are EHEX, including Liquid Loans, Mint. Right now, says Special Struggle there. Yeah, definitely like the other ones. Mint. It's not one of my picks, Mint, but you never know. It's one of those wildcard kind of NFT marketplaces. Certainly the very amazing product. I reckon we'll see this run on PLS go over the previous high of 7,800, maybe hang around 88 to 92 days for a few weeks, then going sacrifice price. Then people will begin to FOMO. Yeah, that's a good call there, Roxrich Patrick. Pulse Demic says, morning Superman, waiting for USD to coast so I can buy and stake some USDL. Nice one there, Pulse Demic. Let us know how that goes. DHEX as well. Hello, everybody. Good to see DHEX. Now, by the way, if you want to get use Coasted on-ramp fiat to Pulsechain, you can use Brian's link in the video description. He's got his referral link in there, and he is number 2, as I understand it, on the referral list after Crypto Coffee. So if you're on on-ramp, you're going to get 5,000 Watt tokens? No, Wait tokens. WAIT tokens, 5,000 for free for using the on-ramp there. Pretty cool. They got Christmas special at the moment as well. Massive discounts on the fees. So definitely use that as well. Hello, everybody, says DHEX. Good to see you, DHEX. Welcome to the chat. And Charity Dunning says, happy Christmas holidays, everyone. Good one, Charity. Appreciate that. I just modified your statement. We got Wookie says, join the strategy club today with Wookie's amazing link. Yeah, if you want to get into the alpha projects, multi-chain, the people in the strategy club are absolutely crushing it at the moment in terms of big upside potential and realizing some mad gains. So definitely get in the strategy club using Wookie's link. That's multi-chain, by the way, not just Pulsechain. What else there? There should be more viewers here, says Stressful Struggle. Yeah, well, it's the holiday period, so I guess that's just the way it goes. I don't understand you're being gatekept. Well, YouTube itself gatekeeps the Hex Token channel, but Superman Crypto's doing okay. What else there? Thanks for all the work you do, bro. You're most welcome. I appreciate the nice compliments, Stressful Struggle. what you guys think about Teddy Bear. It's speculative, but it seems to be doing okay at the moment. And I know some people have picked it up for a speculative play. Apparently, you can put it into Daytona Finance and maybe 9mm. Does 9mm have one? I'm not sure, but I think you can put it into I think it's a 30% APR at the moment. All right, let's get into Hex, folks. The main event there from Richard Hart. And, of course, hex.com. Check it out. You can buy Hex on Ethereum or Pulsechain, and you can start mining Hex on Ethereum and Pulsechain. So there are hex.com. The link is in the video description. If you need any help, of course, get into our Discord. Link's also in the video description. And we have a crypto helpline, so you can get some help in there as well. And we also drop many alpha presentations on Hex. Now, I'm going to be dropping a big presentation in the new year on Hex. You don't want to miss that. It's going to give you some of the secret sauce, some of the speculations I have. So definitely don't want to miss that in the new year. Now, I just announced that now. I wasn't supposed to, but it just slipped out. There we go. All right, so let's get into it. We got what's it? We're waiting for day 14. Yeah, I think we're right. Yeah, 1486. Yeah, I think we're out there. So 27th of December 2023, Hex on Ethereum is at 51/100th of a penny, up 0.4%. The payout per T-share, this is the main number you care about. How much Hex are you getting per T-share? Remember, you buy Hex, you burn it for T-shares. T-shares stands for trillions of shares. So T-share is like your T-share miner, and it mines you Hex, basically. And so you're getting 6.741 Hex per T-share at the moment. So it's a good day in the office. Now, what we've been seeing is that the Hex on Ethereum, the payout's been going up and to the right, and it's going to continue to do that. This is part of the secret mechanisms of the staking in Hex. It plays out for those that have still got T-shares. If you've got no T-shares, you ain't getting no Hex yield, right? So just remember that. At the moment, the share rate is up 0. We're at 31,255. Earlier pays better in Hex, right? And at the moment, with the price down at the moment at 51/100th of a penny, you can pick up a lot of volume now at the moment, right? So you can pick up a lot of T-shares basically at that price. The average mine length is 7.08 years. The APY is at 39.24%. The ownership pool is at 2,732, and where T-shares are sitting at just at 9,688,000. This is the ownership pool of Hex. So this owns the reward pool, and this is how you get that Hex per T-share. And at the moment, we've got this amount in the pool at the moment. All right, let's move over to the lock percentage coins. 9.32% of all Hex is locked on the Ethereum chain at the moment. We had pretty modest penalties today, 700,000. We're sitting at 65,313 in the reward pool. Remember, all those T-shares get all of this. That's that Hex per T-share payment as well. We get 50% of the penalties. The other 50% goes to the Origin account. At the moment, the growth numbers, we're down 4 liquid holders. We're down 10 miners. We're at 119,449 miners on the old Ethereum chain. So these people are all very special because they're going to get higher payouts over time. It's kind of neat like that. Now, looking at Pulsechain, day 229, and that is 27th of December. We got the price there at just over 1 penny. Good news. And, of course, we've got that bullish EMA cross breakout. So we're fingers crossed on that. That's heading in the right direction. 2.1% is the price change. So a nice little price increase there. We're at 6.7, so lower than on the Ethereum side, but still very, very nice payouts, Hex per T-share. Share rate, no change there at the moment at 31,229. The average mine length is shorter than on Ethereum at a 6.85 on Pulsechain, and the APY 37.58% for existing T-share miners at the moment. Let's look at the ownership pool on Pulsechain. It is up 2,183 to 9,754,000 T-shares in the pool. So definitely a bit more than there is on the Ethereum side. And looking at the lock percentage coins, 9.74% of all Hex is locked on Pulsechain. 820,000 penalties, so about 120,000 more than the Ethereum side. We're at 61.3 million in rewards there in the reward pool. Looking pretty good. The growth numbers, we're up 10 liquid holders. We're up 9 miners. We're at 124,605 miners on the old Pulsechain, which is roughly about 5,000 more than there is on the Ethereum side. Looking pretty good. And at the moment, we've just jumped on to day 1487. And, of course, day 230 on Pulsechain, hex.com, folks. Check it out. Links in the video description. But, of course, here's the kicker. That because the Hex price is so relatively near the bottom, you can pick up T-shares pretty nicely at the moment, even for the short term, $161 at the moment in short-term T-shares. And that is on the Ethereum side, and for $318 on the Pulsechain side for T-shares. So pretty good there at the moment on that. So just remember that. If the price starts running away, then the value of a T-share price starts going up and away. Remember, on Ethereum during the bull market back in September 2021, when the price of Hex was up in that high 40s to 52 cent range, the sheep T-share price went up to something like $9,200, and it's only 161 at the moment at the beginning of another bull market. So I just told you, you can do with that information as you will, but that is kind of where we are at the moment. And of course, the payout for T-share is going up and away, pretty good. Now, what do I think? I think, yeah, you can make a stat. I'm always for staking ladders or mining ladders in this case for HEX. I think mining ladders are very important. Maybe every 6 months, a year, or whatever you think's a good thing for a passive income. But I always think you should hold some liquid, right? Why is that? Yes, you mathematically speaking in HEX, you get way more the longer you do, especially after 10 years. You get way more HEX, especially in the future. But of course, you also want to have some liquid. Why? Because of the bull market. And we're at the beginning of a bull market. So there's no reason to put all your bags out for 10 years when you're going to have a price rally potentially in the next 15 months, right? So just remember that. There's some little secret sauce for you there as well. So be pragmatic with your HEX mining ladder. It's good to have a mining ladder, but you also want to have, some of your bag, I don't know, 10%, 20%, you decide. But that's definitely something to think about as part of your HEX and mining ladder there as well. So that way, if the price does do a 50x, 100x, you've got those liquid bags to be able to take advantage of it. And of course, then you can make more T-shares for the next bull market or whatever else you want to do. It's pretty cool. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that stuff. If you like more stuff, I talk about strategies in Discord with the rest, some very smart people in Discord. If you want to join that, of course, get into our Discord. The link is in the video description. We are crushing it. We are talking about strategies way ahead of everybody out there. It makes us laugh because it's so good. So if you want to get into that, we've got general Discord for Pulsechain and HEX. That is $5 per month, 16 cents a day. If you want to get into Strategy Club multi-chain, we talk about projects on Ethereum, on BNB, on Pulsechain, and other chains, then the strategy room is where you want to be, $35 a month. But man, is it worth it? We're talking about strategy. We provide all the good information. We get it to you early as well, and we have the best strategies. It's going to be amazing. And of course, you got all that experience coming to bear to give you the best chance of getting the best results in the bull market ahead. Bitcoin ETF, 10th of January, maybe going commercially live, 10th of February. We've got Ethereum ETFs either March or May, and then, of course, the Bitcoin halving in April, and then maybe monetary expansion and Fed pivot in May. It's could be bullish, folks. And then, of course, the election in October. Man, oh man, this year is set to be lit. And, of course, you want to get the best value out of it. Get some good discussions going. Join our strategy club. And, of course, Wookie, I know, will provide his link to that and kind of place to be. And so will Lies Beneath. All right, that's pretty much it for the day. What a day. What a day in the office it was. Oh, man, it's a bit weird. I took a couple of days off, which I never do. You guys know that. But I thought it's probably about time I take some holiday period off since I streamed virtually every day of the year. I streamed all last Christmas and New Year. I did the year before as well. So it's good to probably take off a few days. I'm going to take a couple more days off over the New Year period. But, of course, I'll be in Discord a lot of the time as well. And, of course, we've got some great members in there offering some great information. So it's really cool. We've got a great crew in there now. And our moderators, our leaders, and community members, pretty amazing in the Discord. What else we got there? Let's jump back up here. Where are we up to here? Marco Marcello, what you guys think of Teddy Bear? I think I answered that one. Charity says, thanks, Superman. I said holidays because Christmas is over. Merry belated Christmas, says Charity. Nice one, Charity. We got Wallace Newman in the house there. Get your T-shares while they're bargain. That is part of the secret sauce today. Definitely good coverage there, Wallace. Wallace gets it there. And Roger says, I'd never be staking HEX on ETH again. The gas fees take away too much from the yield, says Roderick Patrick. So yeah, there's always Pulsechain, right? Pulsechain to do that if that's an issue. Now, we will get proto-dank sharding coming up. That's going to help second layer protocols like Optimism and Arbitrum there do pretty well. They're also probably a good speculative play if you want to get a leverage play on Ethereum and the proto-dank sharding upgrades. I think they're in January. We covered that the other day. I just can't remember the exact time, but I think it was January for those. And of course, if we may move, if it does eventually move to full dank sharding, then maybe those gas fees will come down quite a bit on Ethereum. But nevertheless, Pulsechain is super cheap and super fast. So you can always buy them on Pulsechain and not have any issue with that. I mean, they're a fraction of a penny to do in staking and things like that. So it's pretty cool, at least last time I checked. What else there? We got Hex Token Discord. Definitely join up to that. Big thank you from Sandy Beach. You're most welcome. Yes, join Discord here, says Brian. And like it up, folks. Definitely do that. Lies Benicius, a couple of days off. What a nerve. Yeah, I know. I feel guilty about it, but it's so sunny outside at the moment. Yes, join Strategy Club as well if you're enjoying that with Wiki's link. Looking good there. And a big shout out to everybody in the community. I mean, it was so much fun. We're set up for the dream run, man. It's so good. Just make sure you got your positions ready. Get still a bit more time to accumulate. Like I say, it's going to be a lot of fun there. Now, what else we got here? We're going to play out some cool stuff on the way out. What are we going to play? All right, take care, everybody. I'm going to play out PUSD Algo. The link to that is in the video description. 90% referral bonus. If you like a bit of excitement, that is the place to be. Take care, everybody. I will catch you again tomorrow for another stream. Enjoy yourself. Take care. Bye for now.